It looks like the situation in India with regards to COVID might be a lot worse than they're letting on. Now, the latest is that in about 24 hours, there's 350,000 new infections, 2,800 deaths a day. And experts say it's probably more than that. There's a high probability that the government is suppressing the real numbers. Some of them say that the government could be covering up figures as much as 30,000 a day dying. That's exponential growth. There's no absolute proof of this, but even a lot of the bourgeois media is starting to say that it's probably worse than they're letting on. Now, current projections show there could be a minimum of 20 million deaths in India from COVID by October. That's an astronomical number. Now, what they've got is 3 mutant strains. A 3 times mutant strain, which is 200% more infective than the UK, South African, and Brazilian strains. 200, in other words, its ability to affect people is 200% better. And so far, it's been proven to be immune to vaccines, not affected by antibodies, and has a higher mortality rate. Epidemiological models are now still developing, but here's from the current trends of the information that is available. It's demonstrated to be at least 200% more contagious than previous versions. Viral genetic analysis has found that its spike proteins mediate attachment for efficiently to human cells. Not only this, but the Indian version displays a common feature in coronaviruses previously unseen in COVID-19. That is the ability to form extracellular networks to spread into tissues without being in the blood directly. Current vaccines do not seem to prevent infection. Higher mortality rate than any other strain to date. And as I said previously, India is projected to suffer about 20 million casualties minimum by October. There were already mass cremations carried out in the streets, parks, and public spaces that had converted into mass crematoriums. They're likely just going to begin just burning people on the sides of the road soon because there's nowhere else to do it. And according to health officials in the country is out of oxygen. Relatives of victims are forced to get their own. Now, keep in mind that this is COVID. It's highly infectious. It spreads very easily. This will get to North America and Europe before long. And assuming it doesn't mutate into new, more dangerous forms, very likely, this will likely kill 100 million plus Indians by next year. That's if things continue on the same trend, if nothing's done. Obviously, if you take measures to prevent it, this number won't manifest. But this is what can happen if nothing is done. It's beginning to look like there may be no return to normal. Now, there's mass censorship by the Indian government, and even the bourgeois media are calling them out. Even the mainstream media, privately owned, are saying that the government is lying. And I think they're doing that because they're worried about it being left with not enough effort being put to stop it. Now just wait till this spreads to North America and Europe. Now a lot of people believe that being vaccinated means going back to normal. No, it doesn't. And any day now, that's going to be here. And I'm not saying this to try to scare you or to instill fear to make you do one thing or another. I'm just telling you what even the mainstream media is already reporting about how bad it is and how it's very much worse than we're being told, so as not to induce panic. And then, that would harm the stock market. And God knows nothing that the stock market is the most important thing in the whole bloody world. But just be ready, because this is very likely going to get worse. And if it's not taken care of, this could go from being a pandemic to an endemic.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.